the smartest sports YouTuber, back with another video. And in this video, I gotta tell you, Bears fans, why the Bengals are clearly gonna win this Sunday. I know Bears fans are thinking, oh, thank God we have the Bengals week 2, because after a hard week 1, we get an easy game in week 2. That's what Vikings fans thought, and I tried to tell them week 1, the Bengals are just better. We're gonna beat your ass. I tried to tell him that. I tried to warn him. Same thing goes for you. You think this is a cakewalk game. You think this is a bounce back game. You think you got handed a favor by getting us week 2. That's not how it works. The Bengals are a better team than the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears got embarrassed by the Rams. Now, I do expect them to clean up the mistakes they had in the secondary, but so far your defensive coordinator hasn't looked good in the preseason or in week 1. And if we just look at the keys to the game, I know what you guys are thinking, because I'm looking at content from Bears fans. I'm looking at what they're saying. They're saying, oh, David Montgomery averaged 6 yards a carry. He rushed for over 100 yards. If we have a lead or if we're in the game, we can just rely on the run game. Well, the only problem with that is the Bengals have a great run defense now. They built their team the past 2 years to stop the run. Look at the additions on free agency they've made. Trey Hendrickson, good run stopper. DJ Reader, when we signed him, he was the best defensive tackle run stopper in the league. That's a fact. Sam Hubbard was the best against the run last year as a defensive end. That's also a fact. The numbers do not lie. Larry Ogunjobi, whatever the fuck his last name is, sorry I can't pronounce it that good. He is also really good against the run. So this D-line is very good against the run. The only real question is the linebackers. In week 1, Jermaine Pratt probably had his best game as a Bengal in his that it is true. He probably had his best game as a Bengal. Logan Wilson played good too. Akeem Davis-Gaither played good, so the linebackers played good. Jesse Bates, obviously, is very good. Von Bell, his strength is against the run. If you look at the cornerbacks we got, Chidobe, Mike Hilton, they're good against the run. The weakness is Eli Apple. He single-handedly gave the Vikings a touchdown one drive. So that is the weakness of the defense, Eli Apple. Ricardo Allen, he's out. That might hurt a little because we were running some 3 safety sets. But, like I said, Dalvin Cook ran the ball 20 times. If you look at I think the Bengals are 8th in rush yards allowed, but if you look at the 7 teams above them, it came because, the Bucks were, I think, 1st, but that was because the Cowboys just decided not to establish a run game at all, not even try to. And the other teams that are above the Bengals, it was just because they were playing teams that were so far down they had to pass the ball. If you look at the Bengals, they held a top 5 running back on 20 carries to 60 yards. That was Dalvin Cook's lowest or a bottom 3 total yards per carry in a single game. And he got 20 carries, 3 yards a carry. So this Bengals run defense is serious. And you're going to have to rely on your boy, Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, to beat us. And like I've been saying, the Bengals' hardest game, or second hardest game, however you want to view it, in the first 4 weeks was the Vikings. The Vikings and the Steelers, it could go either way, but the Bears are not better than the Vikings. The Vikings have a way better offense, and you guys want to talk about the Vikings' defense. The Vikings added 6 or 7 new starters, including getting their best pass rusher back, Danielle Hunter. And adding Patrick Peterson, and Mike Zimmer is a great defensive mind. So the Vikings are a better team than the Bears. So you saw how that played out. If you look at this Bengals offense, Riley Reef and Jonah Williams did not allow a pressure or a sack. Quentin Spain played good. Trey Hopkins played like ass, but it was his first game back off a torn ACL. Xavier Ciafilu didn't play that good. Hopefully he bounces back. But if you look at the 5 sacks, one of them was on Drew Sample, the tight end. One of them was on Samaje Perine missing a block. And the other one was just a free rusher. So only really 2 sacks were on the O-line. Both of them were on Trey Hopkins. So this O-line played better. And if you look at Joe Mixon, he got 29 carries, ran for 4 yards a carry, much better than last year. Like Bengals fans have been trying to tell people, Frank Pollock is back. When he was here, Joe Mixon led the AFC in rushing behind a terrible, worse offense line than he has now. He's already improved his yards per carry to 4.4. So Frank Pollock's you're already seeing an impact with Frank Pollock. This is all facts. We've tried to tell you this. I've tried to tell you this. And I tried to tell you about Chidobe Awuzie, the cornerback who allowed 5 receptions for 49 yards against Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. When he was, people he was covering, He allowed 5 catches, 49 yards, 64 passer rating. And he was going against Justin Jefferson, the people who think he's going to be a breakout. Not even a breakout. They think he's going to be a superstar. He had like 1,600 yards last year, broke rookie records, and Chidobe shut him down like I said he would. And if you look at William Jackson, he's over there in Washington getting burned now. So the Bengals got Chidobe and Mike Hilton for the price that they would have had to pay William Jackson. So you're already seeing that was a big upgrade. Chidobe and Mike Hilton are difference makers. Chidobe is a number 1 corner. He will lock down Allen Robinson and whoever your number 2 wide receiver is. David Montgomery's not going to go off on this Bengals defense. In the Vikings matchup, I said their weakness was their O-line, and the same thing goes for the Bears. The Bears do not have good O-line. The Bears have a bad O-line. This D-line was torching the Vikings O-line. I mean, if the Vikings didn't hold 20 times, the Bengals probably would have had at least 5 or 6 sacks. And so, yeah, Trey Hendrickson, I expect him to get a sack. DJ Reader, he's always causing havoc in the backfield. Sam Hubbard, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a sack. But, yeah, this Bengals defense is much improved. I tried to tell people before the year it's a fringe top 10 defense. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10 or 11, somewhere in that range. And this offense, the offense came out playing conservative against the Vikings, and we still put up 27 points. There was 3 drives where they opened it up more, and they went all 3 for straight touchdowns. Then Joe Burrow gets sacked. He kind of rolls his ankle a little. They go back to playing really conservative. They don't score much. In overtime, Joe Burrow changes the play. 4th and inches, bomb to Uzama, kick the game-winning field goal. So, yeah, this Bengals team is just better. If you want to go piece to piece, like the offense, quarterback, it's no question the Bengals are better. Running back, no question the Bengals are better. Receiver, no question the Bengals are better. O-line, I'd even say the Bengals are better. So, and defense side of the ball, it's not as big of a gap as people want to try to make it out to be. Like I said, Chidobe's the number 1. There's a good number 1 corner. Jesse Bates is the best or one of the best safeties in football. This run defense is really good now. They've built this defense through free agency to stop the run. If you look at the division of the Bengals, you got the Ravens, the Browns, and the Steelers are going to have to rely more on a run game with Big Ben's age. So they designed this team to be a great run defense, and it's paying off right now. So I don't expect the Bears to come in with David Montgomery and run all around. That's not going to happen, okay, Chicago Bears fans? Now, I know Chicago Bears fans might get salty and say, oh, the Bengals are such a trash organization. How could you pick them to win? First of all, the Bears organization is not much better. You have 1 Super Bowl win in the 80s. That is it. Besides that, your franchise has been a dumpster fire. Let's be real. Matt Nagy, your coach, don't call Zach Taylor a trash coach. When Matt Nagy, his strength is play calling. He's supposed to be a great play caller, but his defense is the one that carries them to playoff appearances, not his offense. Zach Taylor, you can see he's doing a good job play calling. He's doing a good job with Joe Burrow. That last game plan was good. He protected Joe Burrow. He played a conservative game and still got the win. I like the fact that Zach Taylor's aggressive and goes for it on 4th and 1 on his own 30. I hope he keeps doing it, and by the sound of it, he will. So just know, Chicago Bears fans, you got no shot of winning this game. I guarantee a Bengals victory. That is a fact. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you hit the dislike button, I'm guessing you're a Bears dick rider, a biased Bears fan. I tried to tell Vikings fans what was coming, the ass whooping that was coming. They didn't want to listen. I guaranteed a win week 1. I'm guaranteeing a win week 2. The Bears are not better than the Vikings. The Bengals beat the Vikings. So don't even try to say the Bears are going to win this game, because they're not. All right? But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, you just listen to the smartest sports YouTuber on the planet. That's a fact, and I'm out.